Hi guys! Welcome to Book Talk. Today we are discussing Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. I am so excited to discuss this book with you guys today because it is the fifth installment in the Throne of Glass series, and oh my god, you guys, I have been anticipating this book for like a year, ever since I finished Queen of Shadows. The fourth book. Like, I've just been dying for the fifth one, and I know the sixth one is going to be this epic finale, and it's just going to be so freaking great. Let's jump right into it without any preamble. So for the non-spoiler section, for those of you who have read Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Heir of Fire, and Queen of Shadows, you know that Aelin is at a precarious place right now. She has to create armies and build her kingdom up in order to fight Erewhon and get her kingdom back. In order for all of this to happen, she needs help from Rowan and Aedion and all of the gang. And so obviously the gang is back, and it's going to be epic. And literally, the book was epic. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Really good, really amazing. And honestly, I'm sorry, but that's all of the non-spoiler section I can give you for this book, because literally all I have to talk about is the spoiler section, because it was just so damn amazing. So, for all of you spoiler-free people, you guys can leave. Goodbye! Okay, so let's jump down to business. Let's talk about this, guys. First, I have to talk about the ships that were created in this book, and obviously I shipped Aelin and Rowan from the third book on as they met and they became a thing. Like, I shipped them so hard. And when the mating bond became a thing, I was like, yes! But see, the thing that really surprised me in this book was the ship between Aedion and Lorcan. Aedion is out in the wilderness because Manon left her after she took the key from Caltaine, and she's in the wilderness and she's trying to find her way, and up comes Lorcan, and you know, he's the evil guy. He's working for Maeve. Ever since this time in this book, we've hated Lorcan. He was just kind of, you know, part of Maeve's cadre, and he just didn't, like, you know, care about anybody but himself. And up he comes, and suddenly you give him a lead, and he's this totally different person. He falls in love with her, they go on this adventure, you know, she's stubborn as hell, and he is just freaking, like, it's just beautiful. Like, he changes completely. It's really neat because Maeve wants him to get both of the keys from Aelin, and he doesn't. He lets Aedion keep the key that she's carrying. He knows that she's carrying the key, but he loves her, so he lets her keep it. And even though they have that fight, and he tells her who Aelin really is and that she's also Selena, like, he still cares enough for her to let her keep the key and to heal her ankle and to help her out with those people at the circus that were trying to flirt with her. And it was just so cute. So the next ship that I want to discuss is Lysandra and Aedion. I love Lysandra and Aedion. I love Aedion. I've been waiting to read more in his point of view, because all we've gotten in his point of view is sort of like he's a general. He's kind of planning this out. He's had a horrible life as kind of just trying to get to Aelin and help her build her army, but he's never found love. He's never, you know, just been completely happy and had something of his own besides his army. And this is really sad. And so when he finally finds Lysandra, besides her horrible past, with her being that prostitute and being hired into that, and Aelin and her both knowing who Erebin is and all that stuff, like, it was just so cute how Aedion just made Lysandra comfortable again, and they started talking, and she's sassy, and he's flirting with her. He's okay with her past and how she's a shifter and how she's sometimes more animal than human. I also love how Aedion is just so concerned about her too. Like, when after that battle in Skull's Bay when she almost died, I was so angry that Aelin got taken over by Diana, and then, you know, Lysandra's fighting all these wyverns and she almost dies. And I know Aelin was upset because Lysandra almost died, but still, I was just, like, so, like, heartbroken because I was like, no, Lysandra, you can't die. You're one of my favorite characters. I'm really attached to you. You cannot die. You cannot die. You cannot die. And I'm just, like, praying and hoping. Then she gets on the beach and he tells her that she has to stay alive and he wants to marry her even though she's in, like, the form of a sea dragon. And then as she's bleeding out and she shifts back into human form and he, like, takes care of her and then he watches over her throughout the night. Like, that was just so cute. My absolute favorite ship of this book is definitely Dorian and Manon. I became more attached to Manon and to Dorian because Manon and, like, Air of Fire, I was just like, why is this person here? We're just getting switched back to this person's point of view. Like, let's get back to Aelin. Let's see what she's doing. Like, why is this stupid witch here? Like, we don't even understand why she's here. She's just randomly training with these Iron Teeth. Like, what is this crap? Like, let's get back to the main action. Like, Sarah, why are you putting this person in our lives? Like, she's not even relevant. And then you find out all this shit that happened. And you're just like, oh, I guess she is relevant. Like, oh. So now that she is relevant, you begin to like her, and then you begin to, like, enjoy her sassiness and how she interacts with Aelin, and then you enjoy, like, how she cares for a lead. She risks everything to save Dorian. Her grandmother gets mad, so she says that instead of assassinating Manon, she's going to assassinate her second in command, which is Astrid. And, like, Astrid's like, oh, I'll take the assassination because I'm loyal to Manon. And Manon's like, no, that's not happening. So she goes to, like, kill her grandma. That grandma has to die. Like, she's rude. I do not like this lady. She has to die. This has to happen. Now. Anyways, the grandma, like, cuts her up and everything, and I'm just like, no, like, and friggin' Abraxos, I love him. He, like, takes her to Aelin's ship, and he's okay, and Dorian's like, oh my god, this is what happened when you, like, tried to help me, and Manon's like, no, I'm fine, whatever. He's good with her when she's healing, and he's good at distracting her, like, by flirting with her, and the flirting that goes on between the two is just beautiful. And the way that Manon interacts with the lead and treats her like a sister too is just beautiful. Like, Manon has gone full circle. She's friends with Aelin because of the whole thing with the keys, and she kept the keys and then she gave them to Dorian. Honestly, I have a lot of just scenes and favorite parts of this book that I want to discuss. When Celaena entered Skull's Bay, that whole scene was lit. We don't see much of, like, Celaena anymore because now she's Aelin. She comes into Skull's Bay and she's talking to Rolf and she's sitting in his spot and she has all these jewels and everything, and he's like, so, give me my jewels back. She takes one out of her sleeve, and then he's like, and the other ones, and then she pops them out of her mouth. And then Lysandra walks in also as Celaena's doppelganger. Like, I can't help but believe that was also a setup for later in the book, but still, it was beautiful, and it was brilliant, and it was hilarious. Another part of the book that I would like to highlight here is when they're on the ship, and Dorian just goes up to Aelin, and he's like, hey, can we let Manon free for a little while, because, I think she deserves being free, and Aelin's just like, is that before or after you spent the night in her room? And he's just like, well, you have a preference, non-human / immortal lovers, why can't I? And she's just like, wow. And he was like, and didn't Rowan break a blood oath to be with you? The steamy scenes, again, with Dorian and Manon were really well done. I was really happy with the steamy scenes because it just showed how attracted they were to each other and how two very different people just really fit together. Another steamy scene that I really liked in this book was Aelin and Rowan's shall we say, bonding scene. It wasn't really bonding, but you know, the first time they, you know. I was literally laughing because they destroyed an entire beach. It was great. Like, there was lightning and ice and fire, and Aelin burned her clothes off. That was hilarious. And then they walk back, and she walks back in Rowan's shirt, and Rowan just wears his pants back, and they walk back to the hotel. And this is after one of the big fights. And Lysandra is still, like, almost dying, so she's lying there, right? And she's like, oh, how was your ride? They're just like, what? Aelin goes, oh, well, you know, that's what females are good for, right? Seriously, though, before any of you read this book, you have to read The Assassin's Blade, okay? Because I was stupid enough to not read The Assassin's Blade before I read any of these books. The Assassin's Blade is supposed to be read before Queen of Shadows or before Heir of Fire. Like, that's where it belongs. And I didn't do that. So I just read the first 4 books and then jumped in Empire of Storms. And it was totally it was worth it because Sarah adds this. Like, this is how Aelin built her armies because these people owed her a life debt. And I was just like, oh shit, like, I didn't do that. So, there you go. You guys need to read The Assassin's Blade. Like, this is a legit problem I had. But it was cool how she, like, got all these people together, and she did it so cunningly. And nobody knew. We just need to spend time talking about the battle with Maeve. Rowan left the ship in the middle of the night while Aelin was asleep, and he begged all of his relatives, all of his cousins that were in the ship next to them, to fight for them. They knew they were outnumbered, and they knew they needed somebody, and, like, he said, listen, I'm in love with this person, and I'm allied to her, I have a blood oath, like, she means everything to me, you guys have to help her. And, like, they all said, oh, well, we'll consider it. And it's just so funny because they actually helped. Like, they could have just said yes. But they all go, oh, we'll consider it. Like, what? Why, Maeve, would you send a fleet, an entire fleet, 2/3 of which are Rowan Whitethorn's family? Like, how stupid are you? Because if they turned against you, your whole fleet could go down. I mean, I'm happy you did because, you know, they technically won the ocean part of the battle. That's just really stupid. Beforehand, Dorian goes, oh, I solved the lock riddle. You got the mirror. This must be the lock. So, Manon, you're gold, and she's flame, and you two make silver. So you must go into this mirror. Or whatever that riddle was with Diana. And they go into this mirror. And freaking Aedion punches him in the eye. It's great. He has a black eye. And everyone's just like, how stupid are you? You basically just made us lose the battle by putting her in a freaking mirror so she could figure out her life. Like, why? Now you just have them. And you know that Fenris and Gabriel and Lorcan could go back to Maeve at any time because they are technically part of the Blood Oath and they could go back there. They go in the mirror. They're out there. Everybody's fighting. Lysandra's in there, like, destroying the rudders. Everybody's freaking the hell out. And here's Aelin in this damn mirror. Elena Galathinian, Haviljard, or whatever her last name is, she's a freaking moron. Aelin is now going to die. Because freaking Elena, instead of talking to Brannon, her father, and her mother Mala, she did something stupid. So Brannon and Mala understood that the gods were on this earth. The witch goddess, which is the three-faced one, Mala, which was Brandon's wife, and all of those people, and Erewhon were on this earth. And Mala used her essence to create this one lock, which was the Eye of Elena. Why did we name this lock after this stupid person? Why? To banish these gods and Erewhon through the gate, you had to unlock it with the Eye of Elena, put the keys in, and then use your essence to close the gate. Oh, what does Elena do? She doesn't freaking listen to her dad. She steals the Eye of Elena and she puts Erewhon in this coffin. And she uses the Eye of Elena to lock him in. So now all the gods are stuck on this earth for 1,000 years. And Erewhon's in this coffin. He's gonna rise again. Brandon's gonna die. They're gonna sire another person in this bloodline who's gonna have to fix this. Now they have to find the keys. They have to get the Eye of Elena. And then the person in the bloodline who's there has to use their essence to lock the gate again. But here's the problem. If Mala's essence was already used up when they used the lock the first time, don't they have to have a second person now open the gate and have Aelin close it? Shouldn't there be 2 people that are opening and closing this gate? Why is it only Aelin's problem now? Because originally it was Mala and Elena's problem. Why is it only Aelin's problem now? Is Mala's essence still in that lock? Is it still going to work? Because right now it looks dull and the stone looks used. So what the hell is going to happen? Is Aelin going to come up to this gate and not be able to open it and have to use her essence to open it? And then all these Volg are going to come out? And what's going to happen when the Volg and the gods go into the gate? Are all the people with Volg blood on the earth, whether that's Dorian too, because technically he might still have Volg blood in him because of the whole thing with the collar, is he going to go in there too? Or is Dorian, since he's also part of the Ash River Galathinius bloodline, is he gonna help Aelin with this lock situation? And if he's gonna help her with the lock situation, why the hell did Manon come in the mirror with Aelin? Why didn't Dorian go in the mirror with Aelin? I understand Manon went in the mirror because Rhiannon, the witch, helped create the mirror that explained all of this to Aelin when she was of age. That makes sense. But none of these other memories match Manon, except for the 3-faced goddess. Also, I think it's just sad, this whole Elena thing. Like, she was an idiot, but then again, she tried to help Aelin by saving her from the river. And even though, she gave her to Erebin, she gave her a chance by letting her find Rowan and letting her enjoy life for a little while before all this stuff happened. So she tried to help Aelin as much as she could, but it was still sad. They come out of this mirror, everybody's going crazy. The battle's almost over. They go to the beach. Maeve's there. Maeve's guard has a lead by the throat. Maeve admits that she set all those fires along the shorelines to confuse people and to drain Aelin's powers. Then she basically fights Aelin, and then that horrible Cairn guy whips her. Like, I was sobbing. And then Aelin gets dragged into this coffin because if she doesn't go willingly with the keys and with Maeve, then Elide would have to go. And so Aelin gets dragged away. Everybody's, like, in shock. She breaks the blood oaths with Lorcan and Gabriel before they can help everything, because they're frozen. Maeve gives them orders while she's doing the thing with Aelin to stop everything. She says, okay, yeah, you guys can't do anything. But then after she's done, she just breaks the oath. And she's like, alright, you guys are free to go, whatever. And Elide's like, oh my god, no. And then Manon drags her. Manon has the keys, and she gives them to Dorian, and everybody's like, why the hell didn't you do anything, Manon? And she's like, because I wanted to act like I wasn't involved, because I have the keys. And they tell them what happens in the mirror, and then Rowan admits that they're married. Aelin and him are married? What? Because Aelin wants Harrison to have a king because she doesn't think she's gonna come back. That was the saddest part of the book, you guys. Because Aelin doesn't think she's gonna come back from Maeve's alive because she gave the keys to Manon. So she married Rowan so that Harrison would at least have a king if they won victory. And if Dorian has the keys, then maybe he could unlock the lock if Aelin dies. Because if Mala's Firebringer dies, then at least Dorian could maybe unlock it if it's only a one-person job. And then Lysandra is posing as Aelin because they don't want people to know that Aelin is gone. That was the creepiest part. So the generals of the Silent Assassins come. Galen comes from Wenland. He has the same Ash River eyes. If Galen has the same eyes, the Ash River eyes, Maybe he has magic like Dorian and Aelin. Like, maybe he has some sort of power. Like, he just appeared out of nowhere. Maybe he has some, maybe he can assist them in some way. Lysandra goes with the generals to the north. Manon and Dorian and the 13 come back. I'm so happy that the 13 come back. But Manon and the 13 and Dorian go back to get the Croken Queens, because Manon's a Croken. Oh my god. Like, she's the last surviving Croken. And then Aedion and Gabriel and Lorcan and Rowan are going to save Aelin, which I don't know how Aedion's going with them. And then Aedion and Aelin, like I said, are going to help the armies, but it's just sad that they're parting ways. Like, I know they have to, and I know that's how the book is supposed to end, but I'm just so uneasy about Lysandra. Like, I know Lysandra can pull off being Aelin, but it doesn't seem right to me, because I don't like seeing anybody else as Aelin, and it's just weird to me. This book was so crazy, and it did not end the way I expected it. I don't know what I thought and how it would end, but there's just so many crazy things that's supposed to happen in the finale. Like, the grandma has to die, they have to get the keys from Erewhon, they have to unlock the gate somehow, they have to kill Maeve, like, we have to meet the Crokens and see, like, if there are any survivors left. I don't think Manon killed them all when the grandma, like, made her a war machine. I don't think she did. Not wait for the finale. I love Sarah J. Maas. She's my favorite author of all time right now, and I'm happy that I finished this book. I'm gonna die and wait for the next Throne of Glass, but it is going to be worth it because her writing is fantastic. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about the book, or you want to talk about your favorite scenes, your favorite parts, your rating of the book, anything at all, definitely comment down below. It was awesome talking with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it, and keep calm and keep reading. Goodbye!